Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest. It's time to achieve your financial ambitions. Earn more on your savings with a SoFi Bank high-yield savings account, ditch your high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan, or start investing on an easy-to-use platform with SoFi Invest. Wherever you are on your financial journey, SoFi's got you covered. Learn more at SoFi.com/SXM.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is Morbid.
It is an Ash-tastic, Ash-centric, Ash-morbid.
And it's a main episode, which is going to be a multi-parter. Your girl did the search of the research.
Yeah, Ash has been researching her little booty off.
My booty.
And I'm proud. I'm excited. This is
Thanks,
a great
Mom.
case. It's a great case. And she's going to kill it. And I'm real excited for it.
It is a highly requested case. I looked in. I want everybody to know, even if we don't respond, we do see your case suggestions. It's just we get like a lot of them. So it's like, thank you so much if you write them in, and do know that we look through them to see what you guys want to hear.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely do. In fact, they are incredibly helpful, so totally continue to do them, especially with, like, mini episodes. It's like when I'm really stuck or I just don't feel like going off of my own list that week. I check in there, and sometimes I find things that I've never heard of before, so
especially
really
when
fun.
people, you're right, when people send mini episodes, I'm like, oh, okay, because it's like there's not a ton, but it's
yeah.
good. And people
it's
will
always
always
like a
link,
weird thing.
Yeah, and people will always link documentaries for me because they know I'm a documentary girl. I love that. Actually, the only documentary I watched was like 20 minutes of a Dateline episode for this, and then your girl just read article after article after article.
Guys, Ash read.
I am literate.
You are doing the damn
Contrary to the belief of many, I am literate.
Well, before we get into this, we just wanted to touch upon some pretty heavy stuff. I'm sure everybody can kind of see where we're going. The George Floyd murder is something that has really, really, really bothered both of us.
It's appalling.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go into, the whole thing again, because I'm sure if you're listening, you must have heard it on the news. It's everywhere. But we just wanted to say we are two very privileged white women. And we're not always going to get it right, but we want every listener we have to know that we are allies. Yeah. And we will do our absolute best to be allies. And we might not do the best sometimes because we've never lived oppression. We just haven't.
No.
So we are trying our hardest, and we're going to do our best to be the allies that you deserve. And we have really appreciated seeing everybody, having polite and respectful discussions about this. On, there's always going to be a few assholes who decide to get nasty and spew ignorance, but, we'll just shut that shit down.
Exactly.
And everybody else, in this instance, so many Black men and women that have like educated other people. I've seen in our comments have been trying to explain things when they have no obligation to.
No, you don't have an obligation to, but it is appreciated on this end because it's such a delicate subject, and you always want to make sure as a privileged white person that you're not coming off as ignorant, and you do know that other people realize you do care and you want to help. Yeah,
because that's really all that matters is, honestly, and this is just, again, me coming from my point of view, I think all we can do is listen right now and make sure we are listening with the intention of trying to make it better in some way.
Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and it's appalling that some of us are not treated as human beings.
Yeah, and it really, really, really bums us out. And it's a really helpless feeling on both sides, you know what I mean? Like in very different ways. But we feel helpless, but not so helpless that we're just going to sit there and say we feel helpless.
Yeah, we've both been signing petitions and looking into resources where we can donate money to, and we encourage everybody else to sign petitions and donate money and educate yourself.
Of course, right now, we're also in the middle of a pandemic where millions of people have lost their jobs. People are struggling. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And I know a lot of people might not be financially in the position to donate a lot, a little, or at all, and that is absolutely acceptable. So if you can't do that, if you can do it, great. Totally do it.
Yeah, do it up.
What we'll do is we'll post again. We've been posting on our social media avenues that you can donate to, but we'll definitely post like more cohesive lists as we can find them, because people have been great about sharing that kind of stuff, like the places you can donate that are going to help the most at this time.
There's also places you can call.
Exactly.
That doesn't
if you can't
cost anything.
donate, call, sign petitions, just talk about it, listen to people, support people, you know, don't stay silent. If you care, don't stay silent. That's all we can say. And you should care. And you really should care. You really should care. But we will step off the subject right now, but it's important. We felt it was important for us with the platform that we are fortunately been given by you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We felt it was very important to use it in a productive way, and I think we would be remiss to not mention it. So we stand with you. We're allies, and rest in peace, George Floyd. And let's just hope we can bring justice to this world right now.
And let us know what we can do to help, because both of us want to help.
We do. That's all we want. So definitely let us know. And moving on from that really heavy subject, we're moving into kind of, and we're only going to go over this for a second, so don't worry, we're going to get right into the case. We're moving into kind of like a touchy subject that has come up recently. I'm sure people who are part of the Facebook group have seen that we are planning on archiving the original Morbid Facebook group. The decision was not an easy one. We didn't just decide it one day.
We talked about this for weeks and days and hours and fucking months.
Exactly. And I think it's important we're not going to rehash the whole thing, but I think it's important for everybody to know that we tried to keep it a place where you didn't see all the craziness that was happening behind the scenes, but I think a lot of people are wondering what was going on, but we were kind of getting like demolished constantly about that Facebook group. It started out great. And the more people that ended up coming in, the more opinions end up happening and the more drama that started being caused.
It just gets out of control. It became, quite honestly, for lack of a better expression, bigger than us.
Yeah, it really did. And we have so much, our main focus is this podcast and keeping it the podcast that you guys all started listening to and only improving and not changing it or turning it into something it's not. And it's really been our focus to just produce the best content we can, the most content we can, and just keep giving you guys what you deserve, because you're all the ones who we do this for. You're the ones who brought us where we are right now. So we really want to focus on the podcast, and we want to focus on, our Patreons. We want to focus on our non-Patreons. We just want to focus on you guys.
We want to focus on the weirdos.
And the Facebook group was starting to turn into something that was like affecting our mental health, to be quite honest. It was becoming so much of a stressor. I mean, I would wake up in the morning and check notifications, and it was like I would break into a sweat because it was just constant drama being brought to us.
Yeah.
And we just can't deal with all that right now. We have so much more going on and so much more for the podcast that we want to do. So,
and at the end of the day, it's our responsibility. I think a lot of people think that us deleting the Facebook is us not taking responsibility, but we are here to tell you that we do take responsibility, and that's why it's being deleted. It's just not something that was a positive place overall anymore.
Exactly. It definitely had positive aspects.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were upset in our, first of all, we've gotten the majority of people coming to us saying how appreciative they are and just being sweet and kind and understanding about why we're doing this. And there's been a few people that have been angry at us and telling us that we're taking away, this great place. And we understand that there were great parts of this. What's great is those great parts can now be brought into, fan and listener led groups that you can totally work. I mean, we're not like telling you can't make other groups. In fact,
make other groups.
We are honestly humbled and very like, wow, that you want to make other groups for us. We still are very like,
we want to be involved.
Yeah. And we still are very like, wow, people want to make groups like to talk about our podcast. Like it still is very humbling and crazy to us. So we appreciate it. And we just want you guys to know, like, make as many cool like offshoot groups as you want. That's why we're leaving it up just for a little bit longer, so you can all gather things that you wanted from the group,
connect with each other,
and make sure you can make some offshoot groups with the people that you want to make them with. But yeah, that's the reason we did it. We just did it, we want to make everything smooth sailing, and this is the way that we had to do it, which I think some other podcasts have had to do this as well. So I think it's just kind of one of those inevitable things that when it gets a little too big of a group, it can be tough for us personally to manage. So now we're just handing the reins over to you guys. So
do with them what you will.
Yeah, hopefully everybody can understand where we're coming from. And we hope to see you guys in all these other groups that you have made, which we are so, like, again, humbled by and really happy that you're doing that. But yeah, that's all we wanted to say about it. We're not going to bring it up again. It was a great group, and we really raved about it. I know a lot of people are like, you guys said it all the time, how great it was. It was great. But all great things do not necessarily last. So we loved it, and we love you guys, and hopefully we can all just move on from that drama.
Correct. Well,
and now back to the podcast, which is our main focus.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's focus on the pod from here on out. Let's focus on the positivity that's been created, the weirdos, the happiness, the sadness that comes with the cases, but the good stuff.
This is our focus. Yeah. The meat of the matter.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow and network is busy. See terms.
All right. Well, this week and next week and maybe even the week after that, I'm going to be talking about a case that brought tons and tons of headlines to national news, a case that's ongoing, and a case that I feel needs more attention. I feel like things as of recently have gotten a little quiet with this case, so I think it's time to spark it back up again. We are going to be talking about Lori Vallow and her missing children, and Chad Daybell and his wife who was most likely murdered, and we're going to get to all of that, but we got to start at the beginning.
Guys, I'm so excited for this.
I'm hella excited. I really did it.
You really did the damn thing.
So, Lori Vallow was born Lori Noreen Cox in June of 1973. Hate that she's a fellow Gemini. Had to throw that in there. I was just going
to say that.
But makes sense because we're crazy. But don't associate me with her.
Yeah, don't do it.
No. So she has 2 sisters and 2 brothers. One of her brothers, we are going to learn, is going to play a very big role in this case. In fact, multiple times he's going to come up and you're going to be like, what the fuck? And then when his role dies out, you're going to be like, what the fuck again? There's a lot of what the fucks here.
These genes, they're just swimming with what the fuck.
Yeah, for real. So Lori grew up in Southern California. When she got to high school, she was super involved in cheerleading. By all accounts, she was super friendly, but also she was pretty quiet in high school. She stuck to the cheerleading squad and her close friends, and people who were around her said that she was super funny. She loved to make people laugh. She was outgoing in her little group, but if you didn't really know her, she kept to herself and she was quiet. She didn't really have a serious boyfriend until she was a senior, so she was like, I mean, she's pretty, but she wasn't super, like, bombshelly or into dating.
Yeah.
Bombshelly, I don't know. She was also raised in a very, 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 very religious household. The Book of Mormon was literally like plastered on the wall, like, hey, what's up? We are here. Which, cool. Live your life.
That's a situation.
Yeah. So she went to seminary classes every morning before she would even go to school. Every single morning she was going to those classes, even before she like started her regular education at high school. Her plans were...
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, it's intense. Her plans were to go to Brigham Young University, which is in Utah. It's a private college. Yep. It's run and owned by the Church of the Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Okay.
I think. Because I think we've done another case that involved
Susan Powell
church.
Yep.
That's what it was. And I think... I'm not sure, is it that, like, Mormon is not the way to say it, and that is actually the way to say it?
I know that you're typically of Mormon faith if you are going to the Latter-day Saints church, but I'm not going to say too much because I'm not super educated on that. Let me know.
Yeah. Let me know.
But it is owned by the Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, that college.
Okay, cool.
And you don't technically have to be of Mormon faith to go to this college, but you do need a reference from a ecclesiastical leader.
What a great
name.
That's
like...
Great name. A great word.
That would be a wild name. So that's really somebody like a minister or a pastor or somebody that gives sermons. You know, I'm not super religious, so I don't know all the words.
Would a reverend be in?
A reverend, yep. Just somebody, a religious leader.
Okay.
And about 98% of the students who attend this school today are of Mormon faith.
That makes sense.
So basically from the sounds of Lori's like super close high school friends, she was planning on serving as a missionary for at least a few years after she graduated high school.
Wow.
Yeah. That didn't happen. She didn't end up going to Brigham Young University, and she actually married, I don't even know if you can call him her high school sweetheart because they weren't together for like all of high school, but she had a boyfriend her senior year, and she ended up marrying this dude in 1992, which is the year after.
Yeah, you can call it a high school sweetheart.
No,
sure.
That's what I thought. So her high school sweetheart, she gets married to him at the year after she graduates in 1992. He was the first of many, many husbands, which, like, live your life, but don't live it like her.
Elizabeth Taylor it up.
Yeah, right? They divorced pretty quickly, and Lori gets remarried a second time. There's not a ton known about her first two husbands, but she did have a son from her second marriage named Colby. That marriage ended, and Lori remarried again in 2001. So 2001, she marries Joseph Ryan. And then in 2002, they have their daughter, Tylee Ryan, who is now
that's familiar.
Missing. Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful girl, like blonde, huge smile, looks like a sweetheart, and it breaks my heart. Yeah. We still don't know where she is. So that's,
the fact that we still don't know where she is
after all this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to me. Especially as her mother won't tell anybody where she is.
Yeah, I don't even want to call Lori her mother. I wish we could call her her birth
quote
giver.
Unquote.
I hate that. So from what Colby says, remember Colby is from Lori's second marriage, having Joseph Ryan as a stepfather was not amazing.
Oh, no.
A lot of people say that Joseph was like a great guy. Obviously, his family says he was amazing. And people do say that he was really great with Tylee. But according to Colby, Joseph Ryan was both sexually and physically abusive to him.
Oh, that's not a great guy.
Yeah.
Not great.
And while they were married, it kind of seemed like Lori was focused on outside validation and attention. She competed in the Miss Texas pageant, and she lost. And she also auditioned for Wheel of Fortune and went on to win about $17,000 on Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, damn. I had no
Which
idea.
I didn't know that. And then I was like digging through like a ton of shit. And I was like, this lady was on Wheel of Fortune? Like,
what?
You know, when you like stay homesick and you're like, Wheel of Fortune. And then you see
Jack.
a like possible murderer's face. So that's cool.
Holy shit. That's like Rodney Alcala, who we will definitely cover.
That's been
He's the
heavily
dating
requested lately as well.
Yeah, he's the dating game killer.
We're going to have to do that soon.
Yeah, his we definitely have to do because he has a lot of unidentified victims.
Yeah. So Lori had apparently told Joseph at the time while they were married and she was on Wheel of Fortune that, quote, God had told her she was going to be on the Wheel of Fortune.
Wow.
So
that's
Homegirl
very
had
specific.
close connections with the man upstairs. They were often chatting with each other, it seems, as we go along.
Right.
And,
Cool.
you know, that's just the first glimpse of it.
Interesting.
Lori and Joseph Ryan did end up divorcing in 2004, and they had a nasty, nasty custody battle over Tylee, who was a year and a half at the time that they got divorced.
That makes me sad.
So what I will say about this custody battle is Colby did tell Lori that he was being abused. So I do wonder if some of the nastiness that came from this custody battle had to do with that.
Yeah, I mean,
But
that's
I'm not-
definitely a possibility.
I'm not condoning her actions and what she did. I'm just saying
No, of course
that's a
not.
possibility.
But you can understand why it wouldn't be this like very amicable
Clean
situation. Yeah.
So the court had ordered specific days of the week where Joseph would have Tylee. The order also stated that he would have her for 2 weeks over the summer, and it also stated that he was to live within 100 miles of his ex so that the custody agreement was easier on both ends for the exchanges.
Okay.
So while Lori and Joseph were together, they were living in Texas, and shortly after they divorced, Lori moves to Arizona with the kids, meaning Joseph also had to move.
I was going to say.
There's quite a few moves in this case, so it will get a little confusing, especially because I'm going to be in one timeline and then go back to another timeline a little bit. So just know that I'm trying to help you keep up as much as I'm trying to keep up.
So just buckle up.
Yeah. So in 2006, I was about to say. In
2006.
2006, Lori gets married for a fourth time to Charles Vallow, who honestly seems like a great dude.
She believes in a thing called love.
She believes in a thing called love. Gets in the rhythm of her heart. Yes. Around that time is when Joseph Ryan files a motion against Lori saying that she's denying him visitation rights and has gone as far as to hide Tylee from him for the entire month of August 2006.
How do you hide a 1-year-old?
Well, I'd love to know because she's still doing it, so that it would be great if we knew. We'd probably be able to find some evidence.
She's great at it, unfortunately.
It's kind of her strong suit, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a bad strong suit to have.
Yeah, so Tylee, he didn't see Tylee for the entire month of August 2006. She never showed up because he's supposed to have her for 2 weeks out of the summer. That never happened. So he files this motion asking that she be fined, jailed, and also have to pay for his legal fees, which honestly, I'm here for it.
Yeah, at that point, I'd be pissed.
The court also orders at this time that Lori undergo a psychological evaluation because during all this turmoil, she said that she would choose death before letting Tylee see her father.
Oh, yeah, that's when you gotta be like, woohoo, red flag.
Yeah.
Red flag.
But
that's
then
when you look back later and you go, oh, remember that time when she said she would choose death over allowing this?
Or like giving up
Yeah,
her
we
kid.
should have done something about that.
There's a lot of times in this case where you're going to be like, oh, we probably should have done something about that, like when
Isn't
it happened.
that always the case?
Yeah, there's a lot of confusing work done here.
Yeah,
Also,
a lot of hindsight is 20/20.
yeah, playing devil's advocate here, I will say if she knew, and she did, that her son was being sexually abused, I too would choose death over letting my other kids see this man who potentially sexually abused one of my kids.
True.
So,
I would choose my death, not my child's death, though.
yeah, she didn't say her child's death. She said her death. So that's all awesome. And then, so this case is ongoing for 12 years. This custody battle lasts 12 years. and it ends not
That's
peacefully.
so bad for the kids, man.
I just feel so
That's
bad
the
for the
thing.
kids in this case because there's so many kids in this case that are hurt by the actions of the adults around them that just didn't need to happen.
Yeah, and that bums me out.
There's even adult children that get hurt in this, and it's just really sad to see.
Ugh.
In August 2007, Joseph Ryan was actually able to see Tylee again. So they had like their weekend or whatever, like their 2 week of summer. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but they were able to see each other again. And he went to the designated spot to drop Tylee off after they had spent their time together. As he was walking back to his car in a parking lot, he was attacked by a man with a stun gun.
Oh.
Yeah. The man was sitting under a tree, and as he got up and started to approach Joseph, he said they needed to talk. This man was Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Yep. He then pulled a stun gun out of his pocket, tased Joseph 2 times, and then finally a witness intervened and called police.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So this guy has been quoted as saying like he would do anything to protect his sister, and it is very clear that he would absolutely do anything he needed to do to protect her.
I mean, I love my brother, and like I would do a lot for him, but I don't know,
I wouldn't
man.
tase somebody for. I love you a lot, but I wouldn't tase somebody for you.
It depends on what the situation really is here.
Well, and it seems like things were kind of finally starting to like go like calm down a little bit. She was able to see her dad. He brought her back, and then he gets fucking tased. So it's like, oh,
well,
cool,
that's the thing.
good.
It's like things didn't seem like they were like too on fire here.
But this is the thing in this case. It's like things don't seem like they're on fire, and then they're blazing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alex Cox ends up having to serve 90 days in jail for this attack. And while he was in jail, there's a news segment. I can try and see if I can get it to post. But he wrote these super weird letters to one of his friends asking that she send him pictures or information about Joseph because his fellow inmates would, quote, love to hang out with him.
I don't think they mean hang out.
I feel like there's an underlying meaning to that, and I feel like I don't really want to be involved.
My gut feeling is that they don't hang out the same way that I hang out.
No, they're not just chilling and watching Bravo, that's for sure.
No, I feel like there's a lot more to this.
Yeah. So then we're fast forwarding like a pretty good amount of time here because basically there's just turmoil, yada, yada.
Shitstorm.
Yeah. And then in 2018, Joseph Ryan actually passes away from a, quote, heart attack. We're probably going to get a little more into that in part 2.
Ooh.
His body was not found until a wellness check that was done a week later.
Huh.
Yeah. And the wellness check was done because like a neighbor and her dog smelled something strange coming from his place, which we know now was him, which is very sad.
Ooh. That's bad.
So yes, he passed away. Lori didn't tell anyone in his family and wouldn't even claim the body. She refused to claim his body.
Holy shit.
So Anne Cushing,
the only way that this makes any sense is if he really was sexually abusing the son.
And the son came out and said, like, yes, he was physically and sexually abusive toward me. I told my mom, and I hate what it did to her, but I had to tell somebody. So
I can't totally blame her on this.
Right.
Yet.
Yeah. She'll face the blame later for sure.
Yeah.
She'll face all the blame later. So then Anne Cushing, who's Joseph's sister, finds out about her brother's death 5 weeks after the fact. Because remember, Lori didn't tell anybody. Their other brother was contacted because they kind of, like, the people who had his body, like the officials, did a background check and realized, like, nobody's claiming this body. We need to do something with it. Like, let's call who we can. And they stumble upon the brother. So that's how Joseph's sister Anne finds out.
Okay.
Anne has now spoken out a ton, and she says she thinks it's very strange that Lori never contacted her about Joseph's death, but also that she wanted to support her niece Tylee. So that's when she heads out to Arizona to have a visit with Tylee, meaning she's also going to see Lori, of course, because...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So while she was there, she realizes Lori is unhinged. And there's pictures of Anne and Lori together, and like she said, Anne was like, I considered her a sister. Like, she was my sister.
Yeah.
But while she's there, she said the whole time she noticed there was a very strained relationship between Tylee and Lori. She said Lori was obsessed with the end of the world, the end of times, and talked about it constantly.
That's so bad for kids, man. Like, being like that. Like,
exactly. Well,
it's so bad.
It's just, number one, it's terrifying. And two, it's like, just, I feel like these kids they did live such a tumultuous life. And, like, I hope that they're bunkered somewhere and that we are going to find them and that they can be, like, rehabilitated and have so much therapy. Like, that's my biggest wish for this whole case. But
I have hope, but I don't have a lot of
I don't know
that that's the case.
I don't think it is, but I really hope so.
Unfortunately.
So, so she says her sister's gone. She's talking about the end of times. She even went as far as to say that she thought it would be better if she got into the car with the kids and drove off a cliff.
Yeah, okay, it's time to take those kids from her now.
Yeah.
Right there.
There's going to be a lot of times where you're like, why were her kids not at least, like, why was there no wellness check? Why was there nothing done?
Like, done. I'd be like, well, taking those kids now, like, that would be it for me. I'd be like, I am going to Child Protective Services and we are doing something about
like, you're
this.
making a threat to drive your kids off a cliff. No, I'm getting involved. And I'm getting official people involved.
There's no way a mother should say that. There's just no way.
Nope.
Go get some help.
Yeah, she needs a lot of help. And then as for the death of Joseph, Lori said in front of Tylee and to his sister that the world would be a better place without him. So it's like, okay, like maybe, but don't say that out loud in front of his daughter or his sister.
That's the thing. It's like, it's his sister is one thing and like that. It's like, but then it's like, the daughter, like, that's still her father.
That's her father,
man.
yeah. And it's like...
And I don't know what she knew. I don't know what she experienced. But if she had an okay relation... I don't know. It's just
well, and then it's like, are you sitting there in front of him saying, like, the world would be a better place without him, so I did this? Or it's just coincidence that he had a heart attack?
Yeah.
I think it's
all very
quite
fishy.
a coincidence that he just had a heart attack and also a ton of other people we're going to find out end up dead that are directly connected to her.
Yeah, it's weird that she has so many people that, like, have a direct line to her that just drop dead all of a sudden. Very strange.
Yeah. Real weird.
Yeah, very, so unlucky.
Very. You know those people who are just super unlucky.
Just super unlucky in life.
Yeah. Well, also during this visit with Tylee and Lori, Anne was texting her daughter that she could not wait to get out of there. She said the whole experience was dark as fuck. She didn't say as fuck, but I did. And
dark as fuck up in here.
It's so fucking dark in here, sis. Like, I can't get over it. And she also texted her daughter, and you can see these text messages. At the time, she said she believed Lori was a sociopath.
Woof.
Same Z's. About believing it. And after the visit... I'm not a sociopath. No. After the visit, she cut all ties to Lori.
Yeah, I probably would too.
But it's also, I mean, I'm not blaming her, but it's also like, why didn't you call somebody?
Well, that's what's killing me. It's like, yeah, cut ties with her, but like, do something for that kid.
Right. So now we're going to go back a tiny bit, and we're going to talk about Lori's marriage to Charles. So Charles Vallow was previously married to a woman named Cheryl, who seems like a sweetie.
And which husband is this? What number?
This is number 4.
4. Okay.
Yes. So this is
4.
like one of her, I think her longest husband. I don't really know, but it's the one right before she meets the guy who we see in the news all the time.
Okay, cool.
Chad.
So this one really hung in there for a while.
Yeah. And I feel so bad for him. So Charles Vallow was previously married to Cheryl, like I said. They were married 12 years, and they had 2 sons together.
Okay.
Lori and Charles end up getting married in Vegas, and then this is around the same time that Lori's still in the middle of her custody battle. And also, Charles and Cheryl are in the middle of figuring out their custody.
Okay.
So everybody's basically in custody battles. And as we know, custody battles are tension-filled, not good, and bad.
Yeah.
Not good and bad.
Whenever it's a battle, it's not a good thing.
Well, and the custody of kids gets so messy. I mean, I know
just
from
so much
being
involved.
a kid, like, I remember hearing, I mean, mostly my mom talk about custody of me, which was weird.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And it's really sad for the kids, like many other things in this case.
Yeah. There's just so much heightened emotion.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like, yeah, I don't think no matter how bad a parent is, I don't think that you should ever let your kid know. Like, I don't think it should be the kid. The kid needs to be a kid.
I mean, yeah, and the way I feel about it is like a marriage is a very different relationship than a father-child relationship or a mother-child relationship. And I think both should be treated as such, very
Yeah.
different relationships, and just because you didn't work in a marriage doesn't mean they can't be a good parent.
And it doesn't mean your kid has to suffer.
Exactly.
So they're all working out their custody because Cheryl and Charles also have 2 sons together. So Cheryl says it got to the point where everything was so intertwined with each other that the judge combined their cases so that they could all be seen at the same time. And she said she caught on to Lori's strange behavior about a year into her marriage with Charles. So about a year into the time that Lori and Charles were married, Cheryl was like, this bitch is weird.
Because, and of course, she's like, I'm going to be connected to this bitch, so.
Right, so I want to know what the fuck is up.
Yeah.
At one point, there was actually a court order to put cameras in Lori and Charles' house because of, quote, strange goings on.
Ooh.
Yeah. So nothing...
Heating up in here.
Yeah, it's getting hot. Actually, it is getting really hot in here. I'm helter-skeltering.
Helter-swelter.
Yeah. So nothing ever came from the cameras. Like, they never found anything strange on the cameras. But just the fact that they needed to be put in there, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like,
And
what are we doing here?
Charles ran a really successful investment company, and he would have to go on these business trips a ton. And Cheryl said, like, they would still have to go for their weekend with their dad, so they just kind of saw Lori. But Lori, like, wasn't really interested in them and kind of just was like, yeah, like, an absentee stepmom, I guess you could say.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, which sucks. I mean, she sucks, so at least she wasn't super involved in their life, but...
Yeah. I mean, the less influence she has over your children, the better, I suppose.
Yeah. So, at the time of the custody battles... They were not in Arizona yet. Remember I said there's a lot of moving, so it's going to get confusing.
Yes.
So when Lori was married to Joseph, they lived in Texas. Remember, she competed in Miss Texas.
Sure
So
did.
Charles and Lori were living in Texas at the time of these custody battles, and then all of a sudden they up and moved to Arizona.
Oh, okay. So that's when they just moved to Arizona.
Right. So around
Which
the time... Which
means her ex had to move, too, with them.
He did move to Arizona. And actually, Arizona is where he died.
Cool, okay. I mean, not cool that he died, but like...
Cool that you understand the...
Like, cool.
You're like, great, perfect.
Awesome, yeah.
So, yes, they're in Arizona now, and around the time that they moved to Arizona, Charles and Lori adopt JJ, who is Joshua, who we see in the news now. His picture is next to Tylee. He is Lori's son. Adoptive son. So
he's the one that's also missing right now.
Yes, JJ and Tylee are both missing. So,
oh boy.
Joshua, this is where it's going to get a little confusing. Joshua, who's known as JJ, was Charles's sister's grandson.
Whew, okay.
So Charles is the grand uncle to JJ.
Holy shit.
But also his adoptive father. So,
I need so many breadcrumbs right now to get back to where...
There, you can find pictures online that like have like diagrams. It's like you got to get the red string out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is one of those perfect cases for like a crazy investigator to do the red string.
Well, and every time you think you know everybody in this case, they add another fucking character. And you're like, well, who's this motherfucker? Like, what?
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, like, okay. So, I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain who JJ is and who his relationship is to everybody.
Okay.
So JJ's birth parents are Charles's sister's kid. So his birth parents were unable to take proper care of him. So for a while, his grandma, Kay, who's Charles' sister, is taking care of JJ with her husband, Larry. They're the cutest fucking people on planet Earth. I'm obsessed with them. Not actually, but they're precious. And I feel so bad for them. Yeah. They had, like, I don't know exactly what their business was. I tried to figure it out, but it's, like, not known, I guess. But they have, like, a very intense business that they own together, and it's, like, a super involved. Kay says that they basically are on the clock 24/7, 365 days a year, which, like, that retweet. Maybe crazy. They have a podcast. I don't know. And JJ had autism. And Kay and Larry knew that their business and their lifestyle, they weren't going to be able to take care of JJ in the proper way. Like, they just weren't a good fit for him. And they want somebody to take care of JJ. It's their biological grandson. Like, they love him so much. They're bonded with him at this point, but they just can't give enough of themselves to him. So, this is when Charles and Lori, they know the struggle that Kay and Larry are going through. And they offer, in the year 2014, to adopt JJ. So they adopt JJ.
Okay.
The situation works out
So now
perfectly.
it's like kept in the family and like
Right.
they can be around him. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was literally just going to say it worked out perfectly because Kay and Larry were still able to be involved in JJ's life, and Charles and Lori seemed to be really fucking great parents. Like, at the time, everybody said Lori was a really great mom. No matter, like, given the custody things and stuff that she was going through, everyone says that she was a great mom. Even, like...
That's so crazy.
Even Tylee's friend, Tylee's friend used to go and sleep over all the time, and, like, Tylee's friend would, like, confide in Lori. She was that mom that you would go to with your problems or, like, shoot the shit with.
This is, like, the perfect example of how we don't know shit about anyone.
You think you know someone?
You know people?
You don't.
Because, like...
It's such a perfect expression. You have no fucking idea what's going on behind closed doors.
So true.
That's why I'm not letting my future kids sleep over anywhere. Sorry, no. Your kids can sleep at my house.
That's actually, I have a total thing about that. Because it's like, I don't know those parents. I only know what I know about those parents.
I only know what you're presenting on a silver platter, and I'm all set with knowing what skeletons are in your closet, and I'm all set with my kids being subjected to it. I don't even have kids, but I already worry about that shit.
Because most of the time, people are presenting the best aspects of themselves to you. They're not presenting to you their dark, fucked up side.
Exactly.
And I'm just not willing to give my kids up for the night to someone I don't know.
Nope, thanks though. But Lori was that bitch who, like, she was like, I can talk to you. Like, I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. And Tylee, like I said, the situation worked out perfectly because Tylee was super protective of JJ. She was an amazing big sister. Charles' sons, who he had with Cheryl.
Charles' sons,
they considered JJ their brother. Like, they still do. And he is their brother.
Oh, that must kill them.
It does. They've all, like, they've made statements, and even Colby, who is the first son, Lori's first son, who's Tylee's brother.
Yes.
And he considers JJ his brother. Like, those are his siblings. Like, everybody's hurt in this situation. It sucks.
Absolutely.
So, sorry, I lost my place. So, everybody loves JJ. Charles got JJ a service dog named Bailey, who slept with JJ. Because
what
JJ...
a name for a pup.
I know, because JJ had trouble, like, sleeping through the night, and obviously he had different, like, behavior issues. All kids with autism face a lot of struggles, but this dog helped JJ so much. Like, this dog loved JJ. JJ loved this dog.
Dogs are the best.
Yeah, and JJ was thriving. So Larry and Kay were so happy with the outcome. They were a little bummed, but they weren't super surprised when Charles and Lori told them that they were actually going to move to Hawaii. So, like I said, they weren't surprised because Charles and Lori talked about Hawaii all the time. They both loved Hawaii. I love Hawaii. I was born there. I don't remember it, but it seems dope. Why not live there if you can?
Seems dope.
Seems dope. So Charles, Lori, Tylee, and JJ moved to Hawaii. They lived there. They ran a small side business. I think it was like a juice bar, something like that.
Who doesn't love a good juice bar?
I fucking love juice. They joined a church together. Charles had actually, when they first got married, he had converted to the Latter-day Saints church. He was Catholic, but he converted for Lori.
Oh, okay.
Because she was raised super religiously, like, this was her faith, and I think it's dope that he was like, cool, me too.
Hey, that's a super supportive husband.
Yeah, and it seems like he was great. So they made a ton of friends at this church, and actually there's a woman named April who got super close with Lori. We're going to talk about her later. They met at this church. And like I said, JJ was thriving, and it seemed like this family, now that they were in Hawaii, they were thriving together.
Yeah, it seems like everything's awesome.
Yeah. So they lived in Hawaii.
And that's the end of the story.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Everything's great. See you later.
That's all. They lived in Hawaii for a while, actually. They got acquainted in the community. But then around 2018, they decided to move back to Arizona because it was just better for Charles's business.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, I don't know if I said it before, he ran an investment company.
Yes, you did.
I did? Okay. It was like super successful. He made a lot of money. It was great.
Good for him.
By the way, Lori didn't work. She didn't have a job. And Charles' sister was like, yeah, she was fucking spoiled by Charles.
And that's rare. That's rare to be able to have a one-income house and, like, function, especially with kids. Mm-hmm. So and she must have been doing well.
She was a hairdresser at one point. There's not, like, a ton about that, but she did do hair at one point. But not anymore. So she was just...
Not anymore.
She was homeschooling Tylee, actually. Like Tylee was homeschooled. But so they moved back to Arizona because it's better for business. And when they moved back to Arizona, that's when Charles notices Lori's behavior starts to change drastically.
Uh-oh.
And in part 2, I'm going to talk about why her behavior probably changed. But for now, I'm just going to tell you what was going on.
Uh-oh.
So they began having serious marital issues. Lori had apparently told Charles that, are you ready? She was reincarnated and had been sent by God to relay the teachings of the second coming of Christ. She believed that the end of the world was going to happen July 22nd, 2020.
I mean, is she wrong?
I mean, I literally wrote, like, mark your calendars, motherfuckers, because based on how everything's going right now, she might not be wrong.
Lori Vallow might be right on that. I'm a little
nervous. Do I think she's the second coming of Christ? No.
Nah.
Do I think the world might end in a couple months? I don't know. Murder hornets, am I right? So,
man, you know what? Who misses murder hornets? Like, I miss murder hornets were the thing that we were like, holy shit, there's murderous hornets? Bring back murder hornets.
The cannibal rats, I'll take those. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're
give
good.
Give me all that. Yeah.
Just give me the scary, mean animals and take back everything else. We'll work it out.
Exactly. So we'll all work it out with the murder hornets. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. She says the world is ending. She's here to tell you. She's here to talk about the teachings. And also, she's one of 144,000 people that are going to be saved.
She's here to spill the tea from God.
Yeah. 100%. She's like, I got this tea and I'm about to spill it all over you. There's more tea, there's more shade.
Ruh-roh.
She said an evil demon was living in Charles's body, and she was telling other people that she was just waiting for a call any day that he was dead.
You know, that's gotta be weird. That's gotta be weird when, several years into your marriage, your significant other is like, so I've come to see that you have a demon living inside of you, and
it's definitely not good.
Like, what do you do with that?
So, yeah, Charles was like, this is really weird. I personally don't feel like there's any kind of demon living in my body, but cool that you do. Thanks for the heads up.
He was like, incorrect. I'm going to say no.
Pressed an incorrect key. And yeah, so he was religious himself. I mean, like I said, he was Catholic before all this. He converted to the LDS church, but this was way over the top. And he was like, yeah, you're losing your fucking mind. And
he's like, there's a fine line between faith and like just fantasy.
And saying you're a god. I mean,
exactly.
Let's be real here. None of us are gods.
Negative.
So yeah, he filed for divorce in February of 2019. He told his sister Kay and other family members that he was afraid for his life because, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Lori told him that she was going to kill him and that angels were going to come and dispose of his body and she would be, like, she'd get away with it.
Wow, that's very fortunate for her.
You know how those angels just come down and fucking dispose of bodies and such.
Yeah, it's literally like Aftermath Inc., the, crime scene cleanup crew.
That's exactly what it is. The angels are running their own little squad car.
Yeah, you don't even have to pay them. They just come.
Yeah, so
cool.
That's cool. And right around the time that all of this shit was going down, he's filing for divorce. She's saying she's a god. She's getting all these new quote-unquote religious beliefs. I think it's, like, disrespectful to even call them religious beliefs because it's, like, I think religious people are like, yeah, I don't believe that. Like,
yeah, I think this is just, like, her personal...
Yeah.
Wackadoo.
Yes. Actually, somebody says wackadoo in this. I forget who said it. But I watched a
thing. The Church of Wackadoo is what she is part of.
They were like, I hope the kids are just with some wackadoos and that they come out safe.
Oh,
I was like, I hope they're not with wackadoos. But anyway, so right around the time that all this is happening, Lori leaves and she takes Tylee back to Hawaii and she visits that friend April who I was talking about before.
Okay.
And April confirms all of what I just said. Everything I just said about, like, there being a demon, there being angels to come clean up his death, the reincarnation of Christ, the world ending on July 22nd. She told April all of that, too. And good news for April. She told April that she was one of the 144,000 who were going to be saved, and that's what she had come to tell her.
Oh, thank goodness. I'd be like,
meanwhile,
awesome. Woo.
Oh, thank God. But meanwhile, April was under the impression that Lori was of the same faith that she was. Like, they met at the same church.
So she's like, did I miss that day?
Right. She's like, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming to tell me that, but I don't believe that.
She's like, I didn't read that page.
She was like, I don't think that, and that's not part of my belief system, so, like, can you stop? And then she also said that she noticed Tylee was sleeping a lot and seemed very disconnected, and she suspected that she was depressed.
Oh.
Personally, sleeping a lot and being disconnected, I wonder if there was other things happening, like maybe she was being drugged.
Yeah, that was the first thing that popped into my head, to be honest.
Yeah, when you say somebody's sleeping a lot and is disassociated, I personally think she might have been being drugged, especially sleeping a lot.
Either way, it's like, oh no, we have to.
Yeah, she's listening to her mom say all this crazy shit. She's probably just like, cool, this is my life now. If she's not being drugged, at least I'm assuming that's what she was thinking.
Yeah, and I mean, this woman's making her feel like life is hopeless. Like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just
the end is just happening. Months away. So
the end
get ready.
is nigh, Tylee. It's coming.
Oh, awful.
I know.
So she goes and has her visit with April in Hawaii. Then they end up going back to Arizona. And then during the tumultuous separation, Lori takes out $35,000 from a joint account that she had with Charles.
That's probably fine.
She does this while he's on a business trip.
Weird.
While he's on the same trip, she cancels his return flight home. She goes to the airport with a friend. I want to be like, who's this friend?
Yeah.
And she takes his truck, leaving him stranded at the airport.
What the fuck?
So he had to buy like a $600 different return flight home. And then when he gets to the airport, his fucking car isn't even there. So he's like, oh, okay, awesome. That's good.
Holy shit, that's cold-blooded.
That's cold-blooded? Okay. Ready for the Betty Broderick vibes that we're about to get?
Uh-oh.
She locks him out of his own house and throws out all his clothes, his underwear, his shoes. I read reports that she also threw out JJ's things, which I was like, why'd she do that?
That's fucked.
That doesn't make sense to me, but yeah. So he ends up calling the police because of all the things that Lori was saying. How she was going to murder him, how he's now locked out of his house.
Because of her general existence of how she was at that point.
She's fucked up.
He's like, things have taken a turn.
Yeah. He calls the police. He's like, she's saying that she's going to murder me. I'm now locked out of my house. He's like, she said that he wasn't who he said he was. That's what she told him. She was like, you're not who you say you are.
You're a pod person.
Yeah, and so he calls the police and he's like, I am expressing serious concern to you about her mental health. And he also expressed to the police, it's caught on body cam, that he was worried about these children. He says it in his own words. He says...
So why the fuck didn't the police do anything?
Exactly. Well, it is explained why they didn't do anything. So he says, I don't know what she's going to do with them. I don't know if she's going to flee with them, if she's going to hurt them. Which is exactly what happened. He then said, she's not here. She's lost her reality. Meaning, like, she's not here mentally.
Yeah.
Before the officers...
being like, she needs help. Someone help her.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. And before the officers actually got to the scene, he tried to help her he got a petition for a mental health evaluation and asked them to serve Lori, because obviously he's too fucking scared to, rightfully so. So, while the police are there because he's locked out of the house and, like, all his shit is gone, they kick down the door of the home to serve her this mental health evaluation, like, thing, and she's not there. She's not at the house. So then, the next day, Lori shows up at the police station with Tylee, and she's like, I left because I wanted to keep the kids out of the drama. But then it's like, anytime Lori shows up somewhere and has this fucking crazy story to tell, Tylee's right there. And then it cuts to the point where Tylee's starting to tell, like, crazy stories.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And so, she's young at this. I mean, she's young.
She's still 17.
Yeah, she's still, like, that's young.
She's either 17 or was just about to turn 17. Like, she disappeared right before her.
So
like,
impressionable.
A day before her birthday. So she shows up at the police station with Tylee, and she told police that she had caught Charles cheating, and that's why she locked him out and threw out all his stuff. And she also claimed that Charles had stolen her purse, and the reason that she wasn't there when they kicked down the door is because she left with the kids. Like I said, she didn't want them involved in the drama.
Weirdly enough, I don't believe her.
Weirdly enough. It's like, you don't want them involved in the drama, so why is your 17-year-old sitting next to you at a fucking police station hearing about all this?
I just get a vibe that she's a bullshitter. I don't know.
Yeah. That same day, she did go have a mental health evaluation, and she was released.
By what psychologist?
I
Show
wonder
yourselves.
if she must have known that what her new quote-unquote religious views were sounded a little out there, and I guarantee you she probably kept them real quiet when she was undergoing that psych eval.
Oh,
so
yeah.
cool.
There's some people that can easily hide it when they need to.
Turn it on and turn it off.
They can manipulate psychologists. And
we know a couple of them.
We sure do.
Bye. So that all happens, and that's in January. And then 6 months later, this is when things escalate beyond even your fucking wildest imagination.
Ruh-roh.
July 11th, 2019, the police were called to the home that Charles was renting Lori to stay in. So this guy's renting her a house to stay in while she's saying all this crazy shit, fucking threatening to murder him. But he's like, she has my kids. Like,
wow.
I'm going to give her a place to stay.
That's dad vibes right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great fucking dude. Seriously. So the caller was Lori's brother. Cool, calm, and collected, telling the police officers that he got in a fight with his brother-in-law and he shot him in self-defense.
Now, is this same brother that tased? This is Taser brother? Okay,
this is
cool.
Tase.
All right.
This is Alex Tase, bro.
This is Tase McGee over here.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
So that's interesting that you're just like constantly fucking attacking your sister's ex-husbands or estranged husbands.
That's just like your thing.
He says that he shot him twice in self-defense. So
probably not.
When police get there, they get two very separate stories. Imagine that.
You don't say.
Alex says that Lori wasn't home when he shot Charles. But that is not the truth, because according to Lori and Tylee, they were there. Lori, who wasn't there when the police showed up, she shows up with Tylee in tow, of course, and tells officers, yes, I was home. This is her story. She said, Charles was picking up JJ to bring him to school, and he'd gone out to put JJ in the car, but he realized that he left his phone inside the home. So he leaves JJ in the car and goes inside to get his phone. Okay. And Lori says when he came inside that she was, quote, snooping through his phone. Because remember, homegirl thinks that he's cheating on her.
Oh, yeah.
Which I wonder why she thought that, because sometimes people reflect things. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it? No, deflect.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm dumb.
You can
so she was snooping through the phone and she wouldn't give it back to him. They start arguing over the phone and the argument is getting heated. And this is when Tylee steps in and says, and she tells officers this, she heard the argument and she grabs a baseball bat from her room and heads out to protect her mom.
Oh, damn.
So it sounds like Tylee was brainwashed.
Yeah, it definitely does.
She says she pointed the tip of it at Charles, like maybe like telling him kind of like back up.
Back off, yeah.
Yep. And he grabs the baseball bat because he's like, you're not going to hit your stepdad with a baseball bat. Like, you shouldn't even be involved in this. And that's when Alex gets involved, the brother. So Alex says that he starts arguing with Charles and that Charles hits him in the head with the baseball bat. So he goes to his room to get his handgun. And then which I'm like, if you really feel like you're in danger, and the police said this to him too on footage, why didn't you just stay in your room with your handgun and attack if he came at you?
Yeah, you wouldn't go back out there to attack him.
Right. But he does. He goes back out and he says that they start fighting again, and Charles hits him again with the bat, and that's when he shoots him twice. So, not likely to me. Hold on, let me catch my place here. Yada, yada, yada. So the officers, they don't have a ton to go on because it does look like self-defense. And also, the weird thing about this is, I don't know why it's an ongoing investigation, this whole murder, because it is a fucking murder. But when the police get there, Alex is making it a point. He has like this huge like napkin or rag, and he's making it a point to like dollop this bleeding cut on the back of his head. But it's like a very small cut that you most likely wouldn't get if you had just been struck in the head by a baseball bat.
I was going to say, I don't think that would be a small cut.
And actually, people were like, if Charles wanted to hit him in the head with the bat, he would have, and it would have caused a lot more damage because when he was younger, he was a semi-professional baseball player. So it's like, if I was going to hit you in the head with a baseball bat and I'm a semi-professional, I'm like, he would have been dead.
If you're a semi-professional baseball player trying to hit somebody in your head, you're gonna be swinging for the cheap seats.
Yeah, exactly. The cheap
seats. You're gonna be trying to get a grand slam. You're not gonna be trying to like bunt. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah, he bunt you in the fucking head. So
come
yeah,
on.
Like that didn't happen.
That's so perfect that he's got a bat and it's a semi-professional baseball player. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
It's ridiculous. So he shoots him, and then Lori's like, "Oh, JJ's still got to go to school," so she leaves with Tylee and drops JJ off at school.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like nothing just fucking happened. Oh, it gets more bizarre.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, hopefully the story that she told is true, and JJ wasn't there to see that because Tylee must have seen it. She must have seen her stepdad get killed. There. But I really hope JJ was actually in the car, like Lori said.
I hope
I'm
so.
assuming, well, you don't know because nobody's seen JJ.
I was going to say.
Forever. So the officers, like I said, don't have a ton to go on because they said it's self-defense. But it is strange, like I said, that Alex only has that small cut on the back of his head.
Sure
and
is.
like I said, he is making a fucking point of like dabbing this and like looking at the blood and then dabbing and looking. And it's like, you can see in the video, it's like small fucking specks of blood. Like, stop.
No.
So then they get the statements from Lori, Alex, and Tylee at the station, and then they're driving them back home because obviously like they had to drive down to the station. And the two detectives were like, this was the most bizarre drive back to their house ever. Like, this woman's estranged husband was just killed by the brother, and she's just sitting in the back of the fucking police car, like the back of where the van, talking about where Tylee's gonna go to college and like shooting the shit.
What the fuck?
She's like, yeah, Tylee's gonna go to college in like Hawaii, yada yada yada. And actually, there's no footage of that, but there's footage of when she first steps on the scene, and she's like giggling as they're in there, like getting, like assessing the murder scene,
like
essentially
processing a body,
and she's like, like sorry neighbors, like LOL. She literally giggles and says sorry neighbor. It's like, okay.
Sorry, we just murdered someone next to your house, neighbor. My bad.
My bad. So
Holy
she's...
shit, Lori Vallow.
She's wildin' out. And then...
wildin'.
You think she's wildin'? Maybe that was diet wildin' because now she's full on wildin'. She has a fucking pool party at the house that same night.
Okay.
Yeah. The same night.
What's
pool
happening?
party, the pool party was so loud that like multiple neighbors were like, yes, she absolutely had a pool party that night. Like, it's not just hearsay. That absolutely happened.
Like, is this... why was nobody like, yeah, that's strange behavior?
I think that's when they finally were like, oh, shit's weird.
Yeah.
So, like, she has a fucking pool party. And she also texted Charles's two sons to tell them about their father's death. In a super cold... First of all, she texts them.
I was just going to say she texted his sons?
Texted his children to tell them that their dad was dead. And she didn't say he was murdered. It was a super cold text message, and she told them that Charles had passed away and she was still waiting from the ME to hear details, and she'd let them know when she could.
What is happening?
And she wrote...
What?
And she wrote, I still love you. Meanwhile, they're like, what? Like, my dad is dead? Why are you texting me? What? Glad you still love me, but excuse me?
Like, you're literally like, so the ME's gonna let us know what happened, which means it's like, oh, okay, so it was a traumatic death. That's good.
Right. Meanwhile, she knows that her brother shot and killed him, and she didn't tell them that. So...
What?
Cheryl says, she's like, I'll never forget this. Charles's ex-wife, Cheryl, says that she remembers one of her sons walking in to tell her that Lori had just texted him that his father was dead. And he tried to call her, obviously.
Because he's like, stop texting me, you fucking asshole.
She wouldn't answer the phone calls from either of them. And they kept sending texts like, what happened? Like, tell us more. Like, where's dad? Like, what the fuck is going on? Obviously panicked. She ignored their text messages for hours because she's at a fucking pool party.
She is a cold-blooded motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, so you're the reincarnation of God? Because I feel like I'm not like a huge God person, but I don't think that that's what his deal is.
I do not think that any God that is anywhere is going to just be like, well, fuck it, here's a text.
Right.
Let me send you like a poop emoji and tell you that your dad's dead. Like,
what a bummer. Right. Yeah.
No.
Fucked up. So, obviously, this is all super messed up. She's not answering the phone. She won't respond. So they have to go online and figure out how their dad was killed. So they found out online how their father was killed.
Holy shit, along with everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Lori didn't send up any kind of funeral for Charles. And when when Charles' family set up a memorial service, Lori wouldn't let JJ go. So he didn't get to go to his own dad's funeral, his adopted dad.
What? I'm like speechless of this lady.
It's horrific, and it's only going to get worse in part 2. We're about to wrap up on part 1. But
Holy shit.
Obviously, all of Charles' family believes that his death was planned and a setup.
Yeah.
And they believe that he was killed for his life insurance policy because 5 months before Charles was killed, there was an incident that occurred while he was trying to change the beneficiary on his life insurance policy of $1 million.
Oh, so it's that old chestnut.
So Charles's life insurance policy was $1 million. Lori knew that. She knew she was acting cray-cray. She knew that she told him she was going to fucking murder him. Probably figured he was going to change the beneficiary. Ding, 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 he was. He was changing it to his sister Kay so that should anything happen to him, JJ was taken care of.
Yeah.
So luckily, the $1 million did go to Kay to take care of JJ, but she has no idea where JJ is, if he's even alive, and she's unable to take care of him. So,
oh my God. Whenever there's life insurance involved and you got like a somewhat sketchy significant other in any way, it's time to dip.
Dip.
Get out
Move
of there.
across the country.
Get out of there.
And he was just such a good dad that he didn't want to leave his kids, you know?
Yeah.
And he knew that he was
smart.
going to get killed.
Yeah, he was
So,
smart. He made sure that they were taken care of, or that they would be taken care of to the best of his ability.
Mm-hmm. There's emails between him and his sister and another party. The party's redacted. You don't know who it is. I'm assuming it's some kind of lawyer.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But he wrote emails stating that Lori had changed the password on his account while he was trying to make the change of who the beneficiary was, and he was afraid that she would do something to him if she remained the beneficiary.
Holy shit.
So he thought also by changing the beneficiary that he was kind of covering his own ass, that hopefully nothing would happen to him, because what the fuck would she get out of it?
She's not going to gain anything.
Right. But in her mind, she probably, I don't know what she thought in her mind, but...
Can you imagine knowing, like, whenever I hear these cases where, like, the
you
woman
know
or the
that
man
you're
is
probably
like,
going to die.
When something happens to me, I want to make sure that this is covered. Like, they know that this person is going to be the end of them.
It is like the Susan Powell case, because she was fucking taking videos of her assets and everything. And it's like
so scary.
So scary. So we're going to finish this up with September of 2019. So a few months later, Lori packs up JJ and Tylee to move to Idaho so that they can be a lot closer to a well-known author and someone that we're going to talk a lot more about in part 2, Chad Daybell.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to wrap it up there, but we, in part 2, are going to talk a lot more about Hawaii. We're going to talk a lot more about how Chad and Lori met, things that they talked about, the fact that Lori was 100% cheating on Charles, and it wasn't the other way around. And we're going to talk about possibilities of what happened to these children, cults that perhaps were involved.
About their disappearance.
Their disappearance in general. There's a lot to talk about in part 2. I'm thinking it's probably only going to be 2 parts, but potentially 3.
Oh, man. This is like the case that... This is a true evil onion.
Oh, yeah. The layers just keep going and going and going.
Like you just keep peeling back the rotten layers, trying to get to the nice
that
somewhere.
first installment was like 8 pages of notes anyways. I can't imagine what part 2 is going to be.
Damn. This case is fucked.
Yeah. Seriously.
Guys.
And like I said in the beginning, I really do feel like this case just kind of like, it was like an explosion and now it's just kind of quieted.
That's what always happens, I feel like. So it's good to keep talking about it because then it keeps it in people's minds, you know?
There was just an ant on my foot. I don't know if you just saw me freaking the fuck out.
I did.
I hate that feeling. Oh my God. Fuck ants.
Bugs are coming back because it's summertime.
Ugh. And we're in the middle of moving, so everything is just everywhere, and there's probably ants on things, and it's freaking me out. Yeah.
So fun.
Well, if you want to follow us on Instagram in between now and part 2, you can do so at
Morbid Podcast.
You may hit us up on Twitter.
A Morbid Podcast.
Send us a Gmail.
morbidpodcast@gmail.com.
If you're feeling so inclined, donate to the Patreons. I'll be shouting them out after this.
Patreon.com/morbidpodcast.
Before we finish up this episode, we obviously want to thank our lovely Patronus. So this week in the episode, we are going to thank Tessa Buffington. Alaina probably is obsessed with your last name, Buffington, aka Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Look at you. I'd also like to thank Kathleen Hogan. Are you related to Hulk Hogan? Who knows? Next up is Jane Morbid, keeping it weird out here. If that's your real last name, even if it's not, you're still keeping it weird. Next up is Ashley Hernandez. Your profile picture is dope, and so are you. Next up, we are going to thank Patty Film. Are you a filmmaker, Patty? If you are, I bet your films are the tits. Next is Tabitha. Are you the host of Tabitha Salon Takeover? I need to know. Let the people know what they want to know. Next is Erin Walborn. Erin, hey, hi, hello. Welcome to the Weirdo. Well, I don't know. No, you're an evil onion, I think. Well, thank you. Next up is Alex Foote. I almost just called you Sam because I used to know a girl named Sam Foote. She was great. I bet you are too. Next, I hope I don't fuck up your name, Lindsay. I'm going to say Lindsay Massett. It could be Lindsay Macet. It could be Lindsay Make It. I love you no matter what your name is. Next is Amanda Parmalee, and that reminds me of Parmesan cheese, and I fucking love cheese, and I fucking love you. Then I'm going to thank Ines Villa. What a beautiful name. It's Ines, and that's really pretty, and I love you. And the next and final Patreon we're going to thank tonight is Simone Maddox. Are you like the Simone that was on Below Deck? Because if so, Kate Chastain was really mean to you. And if not, your name is really pretty anyway. So Patronus, we love you. We thank you so much. And you are going to have another bonus episode coming out in June. So if you haven't listened to May's episode, do that. It's pretty good. Me and Annie spilled the tea about Gianni Versace. And June's is going to be awesome. Hopefully we can get John to do an episode with Alaina. Good luck with that. I love you so much. Bye, guys. As always, we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it
weird. But it's weird that you disappear with your children after getting involved with this crazy guy who writes about a lot of books that we're going to talk about in part 2. And not so weird that your brother has to take care of everything for you and start to assault and kill people because you really shouldn't be keeping it that weird because it's very rude.
It's rude. It's truly rude.
It was hard to do one for that, but I tried.
You did well.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. See you next week.